Everyone, Misty here. Welcome to my week 3, 4, and 5 keto update. So it's been a few weeks since I've been able to film an update video, and I meant to film this. I tried to film this yesterday. This is Tuesday the 11th, I believe. I tried to film this like 4 times yesterday and my camera kept dying. So I finally just had to plug it in, let it charge overnight. So here we are. So if you are new to my channel, which a lot of you may be because I've gained a lot of subscribers over the last couple of weeks, my name is Misty and I started a ketogenic way of eating on March 6th, 2017. And if you're unfamiliar, the Cliff Notes version is ketogenic, is low carb, high fat, moderate protein. And when we say fat, it's like fat from animals, healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, those coconut oil, not, vegetable oil, canola oil, peanut oil, soybean oil, those kinds of things. I am no expert. I've only been on it I've started my 6th week today, or this week, pardon me, and so I'm not an expert in the least bit. So I recommend Jason Whitrock is really good, and then there are lots of Facebook groups that seem to have pretty good information. So anyway, so weeks 1 and 2 went very well. I mentioned that I didn't end up with the keto flu, which was really good. Week 3 was probably fantastic. The best out of all 5 weeks. Hold on. There. The best out of all 5 weeks. I knew I was in ketosis, and your body will naturally go into ketosis. So don't buy into anything that you have to buy a supplement or anything like that. If you're restricting yourself to 20 carbs or less a day, your body will naturally go into ketosis. But one of the signs, which I didn't realize at the time, is a very metallic either taste in your mouth or your breath smells metallic, those kinds of things. And not everybody gets the same symptoms, but this is what I had. And it was on a Sunday, and I make bigger meals at lunch on Sunday because Rob bowls on Sunday night, and he doesn't like to eat dinner before he goes. So I made grilled pork chops, and I sauteed some zucchini in a pan, and which is one of my favorite ways to eat it, and one of my favorite vegetables. And I took a bite of the pork chop, and I was like, no, I don't want that. I went ahead and took one more bite, and Rob's like, it's good. I'm like, no, I don't want it. So I had him switch with me because he doesn't like zucchini or cooked vegetables. And I thought, well, how about you eat my pork chop and I'll eat your vegetable? And I took a bite of the zucchini, and I'm like, I don't like that either. And then the worst is when I went to take a drink out of my tumbler, which I showed you guys in my first keto video. It has a lid on it, and I went to take a drink, and I was like, oh God, like it just was horrid. So I ran to the sink, and I poured it out and washed it with some Dawn and rinsed it and filled it back up and went to take another drink, and I was like, what the heck? So I slapped a straw in it because I'm like, it's got to be me. I'm not pouring out another perfectly good glass of iced tea or whatever. So I went to the groups because that's really where I tend to go when I want some quick information, because you can just search. So I just searched metallic taste, and there was probably 8 or 9 threads about people saying, hey, what's this about? And several people explaining that it's basically the ketones, or your body produces acetone or something to that effect. So again, not an expert. So that happened. I started my 4th week. Things were going great. I was continued to track. I've been tracking my macros since probably the 2nd week. I find it's really important for me to stay on task and stay on plan. And I'll talk about some adjustments I've made a little bit later. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were great, and it's been not so great since the 29th of March. And there will be a weigh-in video. Oh, I didn't even mention my weight. There will be a weigh-in video and a health update video that gets posted before this. So if you want to watch that first and then come back to this video, there you go. So I got some not so great news on Wednesday the 29th, and it's kind of sent my body into a tailspin. I'm diabetic, type 2 diabetic. I've been diabetic. It'll be 11 years. I got the diagnosis 11 years ago on May 6th. So this coming May. So I've been diabetic for a really long time, and one of my biggest triggers, other than carbohydrates, is stress. So I started my day on Wednesday, and my fasting blood sugar had been consistently in the low 100s. I'm talking about 101, 102. I think the highest I've been since day 9 was 109. And then the very next morning, my blood sugar was 180, and it's been consistently in the higher 100s. It's gone over 200 a couple of days since March 30th, and I haven't had a single cheat day. I wanted to. That day of the 29th, Rob came home and we talked, and I told him what was going on, and I said, I want to stuff my face with chips and queso, and I want as many margaritas as I can drink until I pass out. That's what I wanted. And he was like, no, you don't, you're doing so well. And I was like, I don't care. I was like, I don't care. I want chips and queso and I want margaritas. And he's like, well, I'll go change, and if that's what you really want, we'll go do that. So of course then I started feeling guilty. I was like, all right. So I didn't, but some days I wish I would, because I'm fighting a losing battle. I'm eating like I should. I'm following all my macros. I'm not having any extra, I'm staying very, very, very low carb. In fact, last night I think I had 9 carbs, and my blood sugar was still 180 this morning. It's just stress. And I've been trying to get my doctor, to send some anti-anxiety medication to the pharmacy, and that's just been trying now for 5 days. So finally I just made an appointment. I'll go next week. So as far as the diet goes, the way of eating, I've had no issues. There haven't been any cravings. I haven't had any issue with planning meals and those kinds of things. I'm absolutely in love with the fathead pizza dough. I don't know what it is, but Rob and I had it. I've had it with and without eggs. I prefer it with eggs if I'm making pizza dough, without if I think I'm going to make crackers. That's really the difference. The egg makes it more of a soft dough and more pizza-like in consistency, and the lack of egg makes it a little bit crispier, so more like a cracker. We've had that probably 3 or 4 times in the last month that I've been on keto. That's really, really good. I really, really like it. And there was one day, probably that Friday, I think, after that Wednesday, where I wanted pizza. And there were several times at work where I thought, you know what, screw it. I almost said bad word, sorry. Screw it. I'm just going to order a pizza. I'm just going to do it. And I was like, no, I'll have pizza when we get home. It'll be all right. So yeah, I'm down 8 pounds, which to me is really good. So my 1 month anniversary was on the 6th of April, but I've started my 6th week. So it's kind of weird, but I'm still doing the best I can. I will admit that there was a week there that I wasn't tracking my macros, but I wasn't putting it in my fitness pal, but I also wasn't eating more than I should have been, like carbs, etc. I was really trying my hardest not to self-medicate with food. I think I did okay with that, but it's just been, like I said, it's been a lot of stress and anxiety. So yesterday was my first day of my 6th week, and I changed some things around. Before then, I wasn't necessarily focused on a caloric goal. I did set my calories at 2,200, and I just wanted to really focus on getting used to eating the ketogenic way. And that's that. If I had any advice to give you, that would be it. When you join those groups, everybody's like, that's not keto, or you need to be hitting your macros. You know what? It's going low carb is hard for a lot of people. If it were easier, more people would not eat carbs, but there's a reason why our bodies are addicted to the sugars that it produces. Carbohydrate addiction is real. So just take your time, ease your way into this lifestyle. You do you, boo. Don't worry about anybody else. So yeah, that's my advice. So I was eating at a deficit every day. I was not trying to hit 2,200 calories a day. I just knew that for my activity rate that was enough of a deficit to have the weight loss start, but I wanted an even lower deficit than that. Plus, one of my goals has been to really get in tune with my body and eat only when I'm hungry, and I feel like I'm getting to that point. So this week I went ahead and bumped my calories down to like 1650, and I've started intermittent fasting. Now, this is like a really hot topic in the keto community. Intermittent fasting is just what it states. You fast, which means you don't eat for specific or even extended periods of time. Dr. Fung, F-U-N-G, Jason Fung out of Toronto, is the one that really is the huge proponent of this. And I don't think he invented it, but he is the one that's done a lot of research on it. He works with patients with kidney failure in Toronto, and he works with overweight people and the ketogenic way of eating. And he suggests that people with a lot of weight to lose, so someone my size, and someone who may be a type 2 diabetic, try intermittent fasting, because number one, it's supposed to help you get your blood sugars under control, but it's also supposed to help you lose weight and not have a lot of excess skin. And his reasoning is that when your body is starved of carbohydrates, it starts to feed on your fat, your personal fat cells, to get energy, and that also means the cells in your skin. There are lots of great podcasts and videos on YouTube. He has a blog. It's very scientific, so if you want to read into that, you can, but it's something that I'm trying, and I'm not really trying it just because he says so, but I don't like to eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast first thing in the morning. My husband is the type of person, he gets up an hour and a half or to 2 hours before he needs to be up. He immediately walks to the kitchen, he gets something to eat for breakfast, and then he sits down to start his day. Me, I roll out of bed at the very last minute. I get up, take my shower, brush my teeth, all that good stuff. I get my clothes on, and I walk out the door. So it's like I'm sleeping as late as I want to. So a lot of times I'll grab breakfast at work or those kinds of things. And a lot of times I'm like, am I even eating because I'm hungry, or am I just eating because someone said I need to eat breakfast, eat 3 meals a day, which is a huge myth. You don't need to. So, I'm not doing any kind of extended fasting as of right now. I just want to get my body used to going without breakfast again. So I've been eating between the hours of like 1 and 8. And so I don't have anything to eat between 8 and 1 the next day. So that's kind of my hours of fasting. Now, if I were to wake up tomorrow and I felt like I had to have something to eat right then, I would eat something. But this is day 2 and I haven't felt that way. And in fact, today I didn't feel any real hunger. Gosh, it was probably 12:30 and I was like, oh, I think I'm hungry. I probably need to eat. So it's been surprisingly easy. And I didn't eat dinner last night because I didn't really feel well. I did have like a little snack, but I was like 300 calories under my 1650. I hit my protein goal and I was right around the fat goal. So, I didn't finish saying that. So my calories are 1650. My carb goal is 17 to 20. My fat is like 120, and then my protein is like 67 or 70, something like that. So I am trying my hardest to meet those macros. I don't want to add any more fat than that. And again, that's a myth that I talked about in that other update. You don't have to eat 200 grams of fat a day. If you are large like I am, you really need to have a fat deficit so your body will learn to burn its fat for fuel rather than the fat that you're feeding it. So there you go. So I'm cautiously optimistic that this is going to continue to work. I'm not surprised by that weight loss. Okay, let me take that back. I am happy about the weight loss. I'm not disappointed that it wasn't more. I'm really surprised that I lost because I still take a ton of insulin at night. And until I can get my blood sugar in the mornings, in the day, to be where it needs to be, I've got to continue that. So I go see my primary next week, and I'm really hoping that he can prescribe something that will kind of help with the anxiety. As far as the stress goes, I'm really going to have to focus on ways to calm myself down, maybe start some meditation, or, we got a hot tub, and we got in a hot tub last night, and I kind of felt that helping, except it was humid because we had storms blow through, so we ended up getting out early. But it's just trying to calm my thoughts and calm my body and get my heart rate back down and those kinds of things. So, like I said, I feel like I'm being very successful with this way of eating. My non-scale victories are absolutely that I haven't turned to food, that I haven't cheated, I haven't even taken a bite of anything that's not keto, or that's a carbohydrate, which used to be my drug of choice. So I'm still drinking a lot of water. Yesterday, I think I had 7 liters, because my urine was a little darker than normal yesterday, so I knew that I was dehydrated, and so I drank a lot of water, and then I ate a pickle before I went to bed to make sure that I got enough sodium. I'm aiming for anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 milligrams of sodium a day. I know you guys are going, what? But when you are on when you're doing keto, you have to keep up with your electrolytes, and that's sodium, magnesium, and potassium. If not, your body's going to suffer. And I've dealt with hellacious leg cramps my entire life, and I do not want to bring them on. It's completely not necessary. Oh my word. I'm so sorry. I haven't been sleeping well, which is something that's probably not helping the blood sugar. But so yeah, that's it. I really do appreciate all your support, all your questions. If you have any more, feel free to leave them down below. Again, I'm not an expert, but I will try to answer them to the best of my abilities. I haven't been keeping up with taking pictures of my food. I haven't done it all this week, so I will do my best to try that next week to get back into that habit. I do have an Instagram for At Home with Misty, so it's just Instagram At Home with Misty. I haven't posted in a couple of days. I was posting a lot of food. I thought about posting my blood sugar, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to bring anybody down or freak anybody out, because your body is going to react differently. My body is like, nah, I'm not going to do this. Captain, do something else. So that's it. I'm not going to do weekly weigh-ins, but I am going to weigh in this weekend to see if the intermittent fasting and if the drop in caloric intake caused any major difference. If it did, then I will report back and I probably will continue it. If it did not, I will probably continue the intermittent fasting, but I may just go back up to like 1,800 calories, or not even worry about calories, but just making sure I'm staying around 100 grams of fat, 80 or 90 grams of protein, and then of course under 20 carbs. So yeah, so far so great. I mean, I love it. And like Rob reminds me, he's like your blood sugar could be in the 300s, and it's in the 100s. So I think you're still doing okay. And I'm like, okay, you're right. So yeah. So if you want to hear anything else about my updates, maybe what happened on March 29th, make sure you check out my weigh-in and update video for April. I have a feeling it's going to be a doozy. I wanted to make sure I filmed this one first so I didn't repeat myself. Also, so if I cry, it'll be in one video and not two. So there you go. So anyway, guys, I will hope to do it. Oh my word. I hope to update you guys this weekend. And so, not to end on a bad note, because I hate doing that, If you are not already subscribed to my Jolly Fat Elf channel, I have a link in the description box down below, or it'll be on the end card at the end. Make sure you go subscribe, because starting April 15th, I'm going to do 15 days of giveaway. My birthday is the 29th of this month, so I wanted to go out this month on a bang. It's been a shitty couple of months, and I want part of my birthday month to be fun and exciting. So there will be 15 days of giveaways starting the 15th of the month. Some of them will be just US only, but a lot of them will be open internationally. I also hit 1,000 subscribers here on At Home with Misty. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. And at some point, probably in May, I'll have a giveaway specifically just for this channel. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Sorry for the yawning. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.